You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. We have answers as long as you got money to your questions and problems. And after we give you our answers to your problems, we really don't give a shit if you follow the advice or not. And actually kind of hope that you don't, because you're typical American lazy fuck. You lack any strong perseverance or personal discipline and character. And so you come back to us for repeat business and never solve your problems. Kind of like the drug industry. We'll treat your problems, but we won't sure fuck won't cure it. Now, actually, I kind of get pissed off if people don't follow my advice, and I do increase my prices exponentially because we're here for solutions, not hearing your problems over and over and over again. Steven writes, hey, Cappy, since you did a Clarey test on John Morgan, why don't you give one to the current Florida governor, Rick Scott? Thanks, Steve. All right, Steve, well, we will. Okay, so the Clarey test, if you didn't know, is a test that the old captain came up with, 4 questions to find out whether or not I would personally trust a politician, or if they even would have me entertained to vote for them down the road. I find out later. It's a really good, quick litmus test to pretty much use on anybody as to whether or not you want to trust them. So if someone paid me to do a Clarey test on John Morgan, he's this lawyer dude down in Florida. Very interesting fellow, by the way. He's kicking around a gubernatorial race down in Florida. So I say, hey, let's go ahead and look up Rick Scott. And since he paid me, I will. Rick Scott, governor of Florida. Wow, he kind of looks like Lurch. He's bald. All right, the Republican Wikipedia, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's go through the 4-question test. The 4 questions are, do you come for money? If you do, fuck you, you get a point. You don't want points in this thing. Did you major in something stupid? If you did, fuck you, you get a point. Do you have no private sector experience? Like, you never worked a real job. You were a teacher, you're a guidance counselor, you were a professor, you're a nonprofit. You never stick your dick in the real world. Fuck you, you get a point. And then, what are you currently doing now? Are you retired? That's good. Ex-military? Okay. Are you working on the line? Are you producing something of value? Good, you don't get a point. If you're a politician, nonprofit, or any kind of other job that just isn't a real one because you're a lazy parasitic fuck you, you get a point. So, Richard Lynn Rick Scott, born 1952, is an American businessman and politician who served as the 45th governor of Florida since 2011. He is a member of the Republican Party of Florida. Born in Bloomington, Illinois, he graduated of University of Missouri, Kansas City, later receiving a law degree from Southern Methodist University's Dedham School of Law. He served in the United States Navy before starting his business career, joining the Dallas firm Johnson & Swanson, where he became a partner in 1987 at age 34. He co-founded the Columbia Hospital Corporation with 2 business partners. This guy's got some hustle. So he's already in the military. He has worked real jobs, so he does not get a point for working real. So he does have private sector experience. Let's go see what he got his undergrad in, because that is that's the determinant. He went to law, but what did you get your undergrad in? He undergrad GI, later graduating with a bachelor's degree in business administration and a law degree. Okay, so we know he worked a real job. Did he major in worthless shit? Business administration is a little tricky because today it's a worthless degree. I would almost give you a full point today if you are majoring in business. But this guy's older. He's a baby boomer. He was born in 52. So back in the day, he went to school in the 70s. That was probably a legitimate degree. I'm going to give him a quarter point. He wasn't like an engineer or an accountant. He went into business. So yeah, he went into the Navy. I'm going to totally give him credit for that. But you still got to get a quarter point for majoring. I'm just going to majoring in business. All right. Then he went on to law school. Did he come from money? Is the second of 5 children in a lower middle class, financially struggling family. His mother worked as a clerk at J.C. Penney. Parents divorced, and in 1954, his mother married Orba Scott Jr., a truck driver. Okay, this guy does not come from money, so he gets 0 points. He is not a rich kid. Get a quarter point for majoring in somewhat of a stupid thing. He has private sector experience, and what is he doing now? Now, this gets tricky because it is meant for politicians. So it's like, well, they're politicians. They'd be running for Congress, so they'd be in Congress or in office or wherever, so they would automatically get a point. Not necessarily. This is, are you a career politician? Like, if you're on your 2nd term and you said you're going to retire, okay, we'll let you go. But if this guy has been in office since when he got out of the laws in 1987. It's like, dude, what the fuck have you been doing there for 30 years? Get the fuck out. So, career in healthcare. I'm just going through dates. Venture capitalist, 1997. In 2006, he sold CyberGuard. He got into venture capitalism later on. 2008, Solantic. Okay, Pharmaca. So he started a lot of companies. So he is an entrepreneur. In February, political career. Okay, so in February, Scott founded Conservatives for Patients' Rights, which he said was intended to put pressure on the Democrats to enact healthcare legislation. As of March, he gave him $5 million. And then he ran for the 2010 gubernatorial campaign. So he, how long did this, I think it's 4 years, or is it 6 years for governor in Florida? Ran in 20... I think he's still in his first term. Took over in 2011. Primary election is general election. 2014 gubernatorial. Okay, so then he ran again. He would be running for re-election. Okay, so he's on his second term. I'm still gonna... I'm not gonna give him a point for that. Because this guy is such a relatively newcomer. He ran for governor. He won it, and then he ran for a second term. And this is having no prior holding office like Bernie fucking Sanders or Hillary Clinton or any of that kind of bullshit, okay? This guy, so he gets what, quarter point? Is that it? He gets a quarter point, no rich parents, quarter point for majoring in somewhat of a worthless thing, real world, a lot of real world working experience, and what is he currently doing? Yeah, quarter point, this guy is great. This guy is great. Now, I'm no expert on Florida politics, but if you guys have Rick Scott, and then you also have, see, well, this makes me wonder now, why the fuck would that other guy, John Morgan, want to run? Is he just bored? Because this guy sounds like, you know, look, these two are different parties, but they're both huge entrepreneurs. Florida's very lucky to have these guys duking it out, right? But I would kind of wonder why John Morgan want to run. Did this guy do something wrong? Is he like running Florida into the ground? I have a hard time believing that, given his military and his. If I had to go with someone, I'm going to go with the military guy. And they're both lawyers, but I'm going to go with this guy who started a lot more companies and has not been a lawyer his entire life. But the John Morgan guy, he's still very interesting too. This is one of the rare instances where you'd be sad because one of these guys would probably lose. You're going to have to lose. You can only have one winner, and you'd be sad for the other person because they are pretty good guys. But maybe if Rick Scott were to retire and then John Morgan could run, that'd be good. But yeah, you guys down in Florida, I like Florida. I like it even more now. But yeah, you guys have some pretty good leadership down there. That is not bad. You guys are like the opposite of New York and California. So anyway, that's Rick Scott. Hope you guys liked it. We'll talk to you kids later. Toodles.